When another entrepreneur and or brand reaches out wanting to work with you, what's something that immediately catches your attention?
Immediately, there has to be alignment. And to your point, you mentioned another brand or entrepreneur. So again, I'm bypassing all the things that look great, and I'm seeing if there's alignment with who you are, with who you say what you're about. Reputation is a thing. People say, "Oh, you only do it for the brand." You should do it for the brand, your personal brand, and whatever else you're flexing after that. Business values and goals. How are you running your business? If it's funny business, it's not for me. It's nothing, no beef. It's not, personal. But I also think, unfortunately, we've driven away from alignment and like business and operations and what's your growth measurements and what is your quality of customer service and just simply does it align with also, what I also need to be standing on and making sure that I'm, my vision and mission and my operations and my customer service is, everything is saying I'm saying it is.
Right.
So the same feedback is the same feedback, I have to hold myself to. And so I'm checking all of that. Like any other relationship, believe it or not, whether it's entrepreneurship, romantic relationship, friendship, all the things, sisterhood, business relationships, right? We see that a lot. There has to be alignment, and if it doesn't align, it doesn't work. It may not be static today, it may not be static tomorrow, but there will be. I'm a huge firm believer in integrity. Not to sound, too uppity, but at the end of the day, when you go to medical school, law school, and recently School of Business, you have to take a course called ethics, right?
Right.
Ethics in medicine, ethics in law, ethics in business, ethics. So if your ethics aren't on par, if you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, you're gonna have a problem. That screams no strategy.
Red flag.
No long game. And I'm not mad at you, babes. Get your
Yeah.
money how you need to make it.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying?
Just not with me.
Just not with me.
Yeah.
I am looking at your experience. Did you just get in this yesterday? You have a good history, or like I said, growth, environment. Who's around you?
Right.
Because again, if it's not aligned, I'm gonna always be a problem.
Yeah.
And also look for not so serious things. I don't want people to be like, oh my gosh, right? Do we stand on some of the beautiful things, right? When it comes to like belief in Black entrepreneurship and empowerment, and for our community and authenticity, and are you fun, right? Are you open to taking risks, right? Are you open to collaboration? Let's talk about that, right? I like when I collaborate, I love, and it's not why I collaborate, but the energy I love, that synergy, baby, is when we going hard for each other. You know what I mean? Like, because there's nothing that can hurt you when we do that. It'll hurt you when we don't.
Exactly.
And I have not been respectfully blessed to be put in rooms where that's how they move. And to know that we can take bits and pieces from a strict program and then curate that beautifully and ethically for our communities.
Right.
And so, yeah, like I said, I used to be a teacher. No one likes the strict teacher until they do.
Right.
Until it's graduation day.
You appreciate it later on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Until when it's graduation day.
Yeah.
Then you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Now we speaking. Now you speaking my language, and I'm getting through to yours.
Right.
Because it is also an exchange. But no one likes the teacher that runs detention. It's okay until you do.
Right. Now that's important. We've been talking on alignment, throughout this whole interview, and I think that whenever you are dealing with people, you know what I mean, maybe like the first 10 minutes.
Oh,
right?
You know
what I mean? It's like,
oh, my mama used to say that about men.
Yeah.
Like, oh, baby, you gonna know in the first. It don't take.
Yeah.
And again, unpopular opinion, but I don't. My students will tell you, there is no repeating a broken record in my classroom. I'm gonna say it maybe once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
there's literally like you will know in 5 minutes. I know people don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
But within 5 minutes, right, you'll know if there's confidence there. You'll know if it's insecurity there. You'll know if there's a consistency. You'll know all of those things. My mother used to say too, like I said, she's a wise woman. As I'm getting older,
Yeah.
I just turned 35. Baby, Pat may be a lot of things. Shout out to Pat. But a fool she is not.
Yeah.
So she used to also say, all you have to do is listen. That's why the Bible says be slow to speak and quick to listen. All you have to do is listen, and you will hear when that person is speaking exactly what you need to pick up. And respectfully, what you do with that is on you. But oh yeah, don't take long, baby.
Not at all.
No. And wish you best of luck, and maybe sometime in the future. And again, referrals. I have a ton of people that come to me. You may not be for me, but let me go ahead and refer you to someone else. Again, I'm here to see everybody, win.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for everybody black. However, it don't take long to see, do we root together? Or sometimes I may have to root for you from across the street. And that's okay.
And that's okay. We ain't got no beef. We just.
That's okay. Yeah, it's like, it's okay, baby. It's okay.
And that's where maturity comes into play. Where it's like, hey, look, I appreciate you for taking the opportunity to sit with me, talk with me. Maybe another time.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And I'm big on, again, that referral piece. I think that's a piece where I'm gonna be honest. I could pump a lot more myself. So again, same feedback for myself. Could be why I receive a no here and there, right? You never know, right? So again, I'm holding myself to that same feedback. But remember, I said I'm also big on referral.
Yeah.
Because it's about us. So even if that partnership can't happen between you and I'm a very big connector.
Right.
And that's also a lens within networking. So you know what? But let me connect you with so-and-so. I think that'll, and I'm happy to, and let me know if you need to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? They right over here. Yeah, let's go stop at the.
Yeah.
Good
middleman.
Right, right. Let me grab my drink
woman.
real quick.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been in so many situations like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, I can't take care of you, but I know somebody who can.
I know someone who can.
Yeah.
I'm not a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater.
It's
So
enough out here for all of us.
Hello.
You know what I mean?
Too much.
Yeah.
And I'm mad we don't got a bigger grip on it.
Right. Yeah. Nah, it's
So
definitely
yeah, I'm not the op.
Yeah.
The opportunity.
Yeah.
Now, it's up to you if you make me the op.
Which side you want to do?
Right. It's up to you.
You choose. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But opportunity and fun and love and safe space and all the things. But yeah.
Have you ever had a moment where you realize, okay, this just isn't the business for me anymore? Am I really building something?
Absolutely. A few times. Times where I don't get to that extreme. But I think every entrepreneur has had to quiet imposter syndrome, negative talk, self-doubt, insecurity, right? Thin line between inspiration, maybe even a little bit envy. We're being honest, right, as human beings. For me specifically, it's more so the imposter syndrome. And something that God is shaking up in my life right now, or the universe, or whatever you choose to believe in, is that He is very much communicating to me, you are exactly who you are, not even just because of what you are doing or what you think you achieved, and to know the accolades can go, but it's because of who I've created you to be. And so
You better speak on it.
Yeah. So literally, when I had to be really grounded with that, and I'm speaking to every entrepreneur, even slightly getting a little bit emotional, even though I'm a thug from Philly, but on some real ish, dead and dead it as quickly as possible, and or take the time to tune into what's bringing those thoughts. It's one of the two, right? But God is doing His big one where, for me, He's saying, yeah, I need you to dead all of that, because you're exactly who you are, because I created you to be who you are, and who you're going to be. Yeah. And when I take a look back, at my journey, and to know that there's still so much to go, I refuse to let that be the final conclusion. But not only do I refuse, like I force it, he's shaking things up because he's like, I've blessed you and, put you in spaces and places and opportunities to know that that man has saved me from so much what could have been, what should have been, what would have been. And to be where I'm at today, still through the midst of it all, living my wildest dreams. Yeah, no, I quiet that. And to know I could see where shifts are happening, but I've definitely had those moments. And it's really when it gets tough or when something doesn't look like how you planned it or perceived it to be. And to know my journey, I could not tell you. I could not tell you that this was all going to play out, how it was going to play out, but it has played out. And yeah, it's going to keep playing out.
That's it. That's it. Imposter syndrome is a real thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like in those moments, like you said, you just gotta really just tune it all out because he knows why you're here. He knows, he gave you everything you needed.
Correct. And tune it out, but also tune in. Because if there is something you need to be doing differently, even if it's not the full, this isn't for me.
Right.
You got to be tuned into that as well. You're only going to do that if your mind is in a clear, healthy space, to your point, to listen to. So when I got laid off last year, January 2025, baby, I took that first 6-7 months to tune out and to also tune in. And when you do that, it just clarified what's about to happen, what I'm seeing, what has happened, prepare you for what's getting ready to happen, and just, like you said, all the shifts that are going to happen. And so, yeah, I'm tuning out less of the, this isn't for me, or I don't think I could do it, and more so tuning into what it is you're destined to be and do.
What can I do? What am I able to do that's going to make things better for me?
Correct. And what am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
To prepare for that.
That's it. That's it. Like you said, the wellness is a big part of it. I had a friend of mine, he's a chef, and he was saying like a lot of chefs commit suicide. And I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. He's like, yeah, I mean, because it's still hospitality, right? And it's very demanding. Like you said, you're working long hours. You know what I mean? Physically, mentally, emotionally. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
You're putting yourself last.
Yeah.
So even your earlier question when you were like, essentially, what are some misconceptions or some things I would say set straight when it comes to the industry of hospitality, which isn't even really an industry, it is indeed a service and experience.
Yeah.
By design, you are putting yourself last. That's why I said there was this thin line, servant and service, right? To the point where like, we're now coming to realms of like, you don't put yourself last. Because if you put yourself last, then you're not even going to be in the healthiest space to serve. And that's very different than selling a product. Service, you are a lot of times putting your all. You are putting to test your systems, operations, procedures, your team, right? The execution, the training. You're putting a lot of things in action. A lot of things that AI can't do. Thank God for that. Because it's a very touch point business, right?
Yeah.
And so due to that, you are a lot of times putting yourself last, to the point where even within my brand, I incorporate wellness so much in my experiences because I've experienced that as well. And yeah, there is a brand, and I'll look it up and maybe we could like patch it in or tag it in later, but he's a chef. And he essentially, his whole platform is just that, mitigating and exposing some truths behind that lack of wellness in the hospitality industry for sure. Suicide, sometimes overindulgence in vices because of the spaces you're in, especially luxury hospitality, so you're around alcohol a lot. And, you have a lot of OGs in hospitality, and at a certain level, it's actually very diverse. Not so much at the top, but when you start off operations, it's very diverse. So I have worked with the finest of like Europeans and like all this, but they have a smoking culture, right? So it's like all these things that can eventually take a toll on you on top of what you receive constantly from guests, day in, day out, day in, day out. Sometimes smiles, sometimes you're getting cussed out at the front desk. Sometimes, it's just frustration of making sure, we call it the house, making sure the house is in order, right? What I love about operations, but what's tough is that every day is not the same as the last, right? So you're always mitigating and solving and leaning on and running the procedures and what should be working and systems and what should be working. And when things get out of whack, how do you mitigate that? How do you recover that? All that, like, that is it's a high frequency industry.
Yeah.
But my God.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I'll watch this playback and be like, whew, right? Because it's that. It's a 24/7 business.
Yeah. Straight up.
And I wish some folks just kind of like, again, going back to grace and understanding that. And it can challenge the wellness for sure.
Yeah. Dope. Well, I appreciate you for spreading light on that. You know what I mean? Because it's important. Whoever's watching this right now,
Please
just
take care
understand.
of yourself.
Yeah, take care of
Yes.
yourself. And when you're going to these luxury hotels, when you're out and about and you're being serviced, no matter where it is, please treat people with respect. Treat them with kindness. You never know what kind of day somebody's having, and God forbid you're the person that just sends it over. You know what I mean?
And it's never the what, it's the how.
Yeah.
Give the feedback, right? Like I said, I've worked in some of the best places because we're also actively, it's called anticipatory service. That's what really makes luxury hospitality very top notch, right? Down to the recovery. So, if something's wrong in the room, there's a way where you could communicate that. We don't need to hop on TikTok live in the lobby. We don't. Did you speak to management first? Now, don't get me wrong. If you need to take it there, by all means,
Yeah.
right? But the how. And then if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, again, down to the recovery and the anticipatory service and the expertise, then we're going to do what we need to do to mitigate, cover, right? Really grant another opportunity to shine on what makes this industry and this experience so great.
Yeah.
So not even, you don't have to keep it, squeaky clean, right? If there's an issue, if there's a perspective, if there's feedback, trust me, I hear it all, right? Culture, sometimes there's culture issues, when it comes to, customers and clientele, and there is a line clientele, but then sometimes there's assumptions, there's biases, there's stereotyping. So I hear it all, I receive it all. So stand on that too.
Yeah.
But, just do it in a way that, is respectful.
Absolutely. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
We're going to pray that I see 5 years from now. 40 and fine. 40 and fine, honey, and still a straight program, okay? I see myself being able to have more time to do what I love. I see myself beautifully building not just a luxury business and brand, but also adding to that. Something that serves and impacts more than what the brand already does. So I love working with other Black entrepreneurs and, love working with travelers and educating travelers, and that within itself is a service, but getting back to just community and roots. And that is, I wouldn't even say getting back to, I think it's something that I had to stop fighting because my start was very much public service, right, teaching. And so being able to radically say that I can put luxury and community and impact all in one sentence, whereas historically that you would never hear those things in one sentence. I will always be working, so we got to kill that misconception of entrepreneurship. You will always be working and answering to someone, but doing it hopefully 70-80% solely for my business. I'm excited to invest. So there's, everyone has their idea of success and money and, what does that look like for them? But I want to really stand on what I studied years ago and having such beautiful assets to capital that I'm investing. I'm radically changing the games. I don't have to be red taped. If I want to write a check for housing, I can do that. If I want to invest in a resource, I can do that. If I want to put down a check to completely change the game, I can do that. So yeah, to know that I don't mind answering to people, obviously, when it comes to this business, but I don't want to have to answer to other people. within 5 years. Folks that historically have just held us back as a community. Breathing and relaxing more. Out 5 years from now, I have a much calmer nervous system. I do. And not just myself, but I continue to hope that I'm positively impacting our communities, our youth, our Black women in general. Men too, right? If we all run a consistent program, how great could it be? So yeah.
That was beautifully spoken. I got a snap. I got a snap for that one. Hey, I got a snap. I got a snap. My last question. For anybody watching this right now, what's one piece of advice that you would give to any young person looking to be in your position and, one day, have their own luxury hospitality business?
Absolutely. Or just really getting into the business in general. Have fun with it. I think we touched on a lot of things that were like definitely 10 toes. But have fun. This is a beautiful, fun experience, journey. It could take you so many different places. I'm a hotelier by heart, but it could really take you so many different places. So be open to those possibilities and have fun with it. Network. You never know, especially hospitality specifically. Network and get to know who's who and reach out and be bold. That's one thing I can say I love about the new generation to a certain extent. Like, no, be bold. Stand on what you want and what you see yourself doing, and ask yourself the same question you asked me. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 hours? And yeah, continue to grow. Touch some grass. This can only get us but so far. And continue to just grow yourself in the journey. Literally.
That's perfect. Yeah, having fun is definitely, I think, the key. You know what I mean? Because if you're not having fun, then that kind of like...
I have to remind myself of that.
Man.
So the advice I'm giving, I may even very well need to check myself on.
Yeah.
Like whether it be talking with a fellow entrepreneur with, brand opportunities or partnerships that we're doing, or even when I host my own, professional services when it comes to my group luxury trips for Black women. I'm very much working those trips, and I think that's something that could be articulated better as well. Like, what does it mean to curate and host, and why you, and all the things. But that's why I love my girls. Yeah. And that's why I want more Black women coming on board, because they could also remind themselves, take a minute and have fun. Skye, have fun. And I end up by the second day, I'm letting my hair down for sure.
But it's just that arrival and that departure is kind of like, those are the biggest parts.
I got to make sure, we got to
get home
and
safely.
All my ladies arrive safely and get back safely and everything that goes with that. But have a ball. Like, excuse my French, but be a bad bitch forever. And that doesn't mean looks and aesthetics. Like, truly just stand on who you are and have a ball.
Yeah. That's important.
Yes.
I appreciate you for coming down.
Hey, this is your girl Skye from Luxury of SPC Hospitality, and we just wrapped up with Gathering Around with Garvin, and you could find my Instagram at Luxury of SPC all together.